All right, so I'm testing your new starter solenoid, and I've just got a battery here from my motorcycle. Just figured it's an easy way to test it. So what I want to do is I just want to test the functionality of the solenoid first, and then I'll test the functionality of the starter as well. So simple way to do that, I'm going to take this ground wire here. I'm just going to apply it on the bottom here, which is this terminal. And then I'm just going to apply a trigger wire here, and this should engage the solenoid, which will push this out. So if you watch carefully, as you can see, that part's working. Motor isn't turning. That's because I'm only engaging the solenoid and not the starter. If I want to turn the motor now as well, the way to do it is your car chassis is ground. So I'm applying ground, which is basically this heat shield is attached to the car, which is grounded. I'm going to attach the positive terminal to this guy. And what's going to happen this time when I apply the trigger wire, which this is going to be the trigger, the green one. So I'm just going to attach it a little better here. Like that. Actually, you know what? Better before. And then I'll just hook this direct to the battery again. Easier. So this is your ignition. So when you turn the ignition, what this is going to happen is when I do that, it's going to basically do a short across here. So this is your main battery. So you want a direct connection to this guy. It's thick, really good solid connection here. Because when you hit the trigger here, it's going to cause current to go from here to here. And then that's going to power the other side of the brush, whereas this is grounded. So it's got positive and negative now, and then the motor will turn. So now we'll see that in action. So you'll get a little spark because it's high current, right? But you'll see it in action. There you go, turning. And that would be turning and engaging here. Oh, the only reason it's smoking because these wires are thin. So you're not seeing any smoking from this wire is really hot because these clearly aren't enough of a big gauge, right? They need to be a thick gauge wire. So it tells you just how much current is flowing through there. It's probably on the order of, to turn the engine would probably be easily a few hundred amps. But just to turn the motor on its own might even be up to 100 amps. So these wires will definitely burn up in that short amount of time. But that shows you that it's working. So we can do that on your existing starter and test it once we pull it out of the car. And you can check if the solenoid's working or if the starter motor's not working, either or. I suspect the solenoid is okay because we heard it click. We couldn't see this per se, but I could definitely hear this click. But this wasn't turning. And then 90% of the time, the reason this isn't turning is because the brushes in here are worn out because they're soft and they'll wear. So after quite a few miles of use, and of course this is only turning when you're starting the car. After it's engaged or disengaged, it doesn't turn anymore. So, but those things will wear out over time, and easily after 100,000 miles, yeah, you should replace your brushes. So, but in this case, you replace the whole entire starter and the solenoid. But what I'm telling you is, you can probably resell your old starter. So put this one in, get a replacement set of brushes, and then just resell your starter. You can probably sell it for maybe get 50 or 60 bucks for it. All right, later.